Hello everybody, my name is PeachyBanjo8008, oof, and I have been thinking, here, let's get out of Lag City real quick. I have been thinking, I've been looking at these resin blocks recently, right, and I have just been like, how on earth do you use these without making it look like garbage? I mean, really, this is not a pretty looking block. It almost looks like the stereotypical bricks from the hit game franchise Mario, which is, I don't know, it's just a very ugly, it's an ugly kind of orange. It does, I don't know, something is bad about it. And so I've been thinking about ways that we could perhaps use it in a good looking way. And I have come to the conclusion that we we cannot. I know that's the answer you all wanted to hear, but someone more talented than I is going to have to come... Oop, that was weird. Someone more talented than I is going to have to come up with the way that we use these resin bricks and make them look good. So instead of that, I figured, why not today just make something out of resin bricks that looks ugly on purpose. And I think we're going to either put it up here or up here. I kind of like the idea of it being here, just so it's within view of our house. And I think what it's going to be is probably, honestly, it's just going to be a lookout. I kind of like the idea of just like a 3x3 resin tower that goes straight up for like 150 blocks or so. There's a water elevator that we can put in there. And then, I don't know. I don't know actually how much purpose it will serve, but I do know that these resin bricks, I have a lot of them just lying around, and they should probably get used. And so why not put them all into a big tower? And then maybe if that doesn't take the whole episode, we can go find something more productive to do with our time after we build this obelisk in the middle of our landscape, this ugly eyesore. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is, I don't think I'm going to tear down this, but because if we're standing over here, this tree is definitely going to be blocking our view. So I am going to take down the spruce tree, and then I think possibly here, where would be a good spot to put this? We could just put this we could do 5x5 actually. That wouldn't be terrible. We could do 5x5 for a while and then have it go up to 3x3 at the top. That could be how, okay, that might be how I go about this. So that's that blueprint. I'm going to take down this tree, and then I'll sort of get some building with the resin done and give you progress updates along the way as things happen. Alright, so, this home area is so laggy. Okay, let's take a look at what we are currently working with, which is this sort of ugly thing, to be perfectly honest, but I guess that's the goal. And I also just now realized that this is only 2 blocks, but this is 3, and I think I'm going to keep going 3 all the way up. So yeah, sadly this layer is just going to be, and actually what I can do to solve that problem is just replace these bottom blocks. But yeah, this is what we're working with right now, and I'm thinking we're probably going to bring that up to like about there. I need to, let me perch on top of this tree real quick. Ouch. Yeah, okay, so if we bring it up to like about this sort of height, probably that'll be good. I want it to be decently tall, so we can see it from over this direction. We can look at it and be like, wow, that does not look good. Also, I have started to notice there's a lot of these like cactus flowers growing on the cactuses naturally, which I didn't think about that happening here, but I suppose that makes sense, right? So yeah, that's pretty fun that stuff is happening in our old previously generated terrain. Anyway, let's get to bed real quick. I can't use my bed at home because there are monsters nearby, so we're going to use the one in this building. And then after that, I guess it's time to get to building. So I'll come back to you guys once that tower is done, maybe. Maybe when it's done, maybe when it's just to a point where I should show progress off. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. Alright, you cannot see it from... Oh, you can kind of barely see it from here. There is a tower over there, but first we are going to go to bed before we head over and look at it. Now, if you want my honest opinion, this does not look as atrocious as I thought it would. To be honest, it kind of just looks like an apartment complex. It is, here, let's stop on Bernie Float. It is about the height that I was aiming for, which is good. Like this is a pretty decently sized tower, so I'm happy with that. And then it also does function as a lookout, so you can either fly to the top of it. I realized when I was building this, the only way you can get down is by jumping off, which might not be ideal, but there is a way up, and that is just this water elevator inside here. You can take that all the way up. It pops you out right at the top of the tower, and it makes for a pretty good lookout. I guess that is still technically taller, but oh well, this is more fun. This is more fun looking. So yeah, this giant resin tower is what I decided to do with all those resin blocks that the resin clumps, I guess, the resin clumps that I've been holding on to for a few episodes now. So those have all been expended. This project is done. Rest assured that we will probably never build anything out of resin again, if I were to guess. So, it is, a completely different day, it's a completely different day now, which is, characteristic, honestly. It's a completely different day, like months and months away from the original day of that recording. And as you can see, perhaps, things look a little different. That's definitely something I noticed. Everything just looks a little more desaturated. And I think that is because they redid the fog, for one, and they also redid the clouds, and that is active because I have decided to update. We've updated to the 1.21.6 pre-release, which means we have all of the new sky changes and fog changes, as well as the Happy Ghast, I think, is the big thing in this update, so we should probably do a little bit of poking around with that. But first, my inventory is full of garbage from that project over there. You can't really see it. There it is. It's coming into view. Right over here, please. It'll come into view, please, 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 please. There we go. From that project. And also, if you look, my Elytra has very little experience, so I'm gonna have to go to the Enderman farm. Hopefully that thing still works. I'm gonna have to trek over there, heal that up, and then I'm probably honestly not going to go, well, maybe. We'll see. I'm not sure how Happy Ghasts work in terms of spawning. This looks so nice, actually. I really like these new clouds. I think that's really pretty. Yeah, I don't know if we'll go find new chunks to find our Happy Ghasts, or if I'll just, like, get a Ghastling block and raise it from here. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. First, sleep, Elytra, storage. I probably should go eat in real life, so I didn't realize that I had to eat before I started recording, until I started recording. So yeah, I'll be back momentarily. Okay, welcome back, everybody. You might be able to tell that we are currently in the Nether. That's because I am looking around for, I don't know what they're called, Ghastlings, dry ghasts, blah, blah, something like that. I'm in a good place for this sort of thing, because even though my world is fairly old, like, I made this world during the Nether update, it was at the tail end of the Nether update, so I wasn't particularly as excited about the new Nether features as I was when they originally came out, and so I haven't really explored the Nether much. So I've only traveled like maybe 2,000 blocks, which is not very far at all considering how old this world is. I'm told... Is that one of them? Oh, there's two. Okay. I was going to say, I'm told they spawn near fossils. I'm going to use the Silk Touch pickaxe just because I'm not quite... Oop. Yep, I scooped him up. just because I'm not quite sure what the prerequisite for that is. Guess I'll grab you as well. I'll just poke around these other fossils, I suppose. See if we can gather any more. There's another one. Wow, okay. So you might end up with a lot of these in this world. Can you stop, please? I can't move very quickly. I don't know why my boots don't have soul speed. That seems like a thing that I should invest in at some point. Grab another one of those. That's really cool. Okay. I thought these were a lot rarer than they apparently are. We could check that one in just a moment, but I haven't really looked at either of these two, and I think they are devoid of dry ghast. So let's check here. And then the other good benefit of this world that some might call cheating, and I would say, yeah, it definitely is that we have keep inventory on, which mostly back then was just because I was bad at the game. Get out of here. Okay, I think these four are what we're... Oh, hi. I think these are the four that we're going to get, so I'm happy with that, though. As I was saying, keep inventory back then was mostly just because I was bad at the game. However, at this point, having it on is just like a sort of cheaty way that I can get out of bad situations that I don't want to fly all the way home in. So, like here, I can just jump in the lava, and all of my stuff should be fine. So... let's dive right in. Does take a while. There we go. And look at that. We respawn right back up. I seem to have been holding my boots when I died there. So now I guess I have no boots, which is a little bit of a shame. Suppose we can probably pretty easily make new ones, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I'll have to... actually, I can enchant them right now. If I craft them, I didn't make them. Lapis. Perfect. I bet you guys haven't seen me using this for a while. Those are not a bad pair of boots at all. They've probably got to be renamed. But, oh well. That's a different task that we can take on later. Now, with these dried ghasts, I'm wondering... how, like, can I just put them down here in this water, or should they be in, like, shallower water? I'm thinking shallow, right? So, like, if I just put them... oh, I hear it making noises. So, now what? Now I just wait, I suppose? I'm not sure the mechanics of ghastlings either, like when they grow up into ghastlings. I think they have like follow you around mechanics, which is really, really cool, because no other mob in this game does that, except for like wolves, I guess. So yeah, I'm excited to sort of play with these. Maybe having 4 of them right in the same spot won't be terrific, but... you know what? I think it's fun. I also wonder, I would imagine this is not the case, but I wonder if like having them in a desert will do anything to like re-dry them, since their ghasts are apparently so susceptible to drying out. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Now from my memory, it takes about 15 minutes for these guys to get wet. So I'll be back to you after that happens, or maybe I'll come back to my computer and they'll be all up in my face because they've all followed me over here. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how these guys work, but we shall see. So, I don't know if you can hear. Here, I'll turn up let's turn up our friendly mob sounds a little bit. Our little ghastlings are very happy. They all just grew up, and actually 2 of them took quite a bit longer to grow up than the other 2. So I don't remember which 2, but 2 of them were grown up for quite some time before the others did, which means they'll probably grow into full Happy Ghasts faster, I would imagine. However, I want to see if I can put these guys on leads and then tie them to a fence somewhere, because then that way I don't have to worry about them following me around. What are you doing? I heard that you can right click on them, but it doesn't really seem to do anything, so I might have made that up. We should be able to tie these guys up and just hang out until they fully grow. They're all still babies, right? Yeah, they are. So I hope these guys can be leashed. Grab you. Yep, they can be. You. And then you two. They do kind of like follow you around and want to stay near you, which is a good thing. Okay, and then do we have... Let's keep you all here for now. Are there any available fences nearby? I mean, there are those, but I would prefer... I wonder if I have any mangrove fences in those chests. Nope, but I do have a spruce fence, so I'll just plant them right there. And then they should all be good to just hang out for a little bit. And then once they grow up, I do want to put these harnesses on, 2 of them. And then we'll figure out what exactly we want to do with them. I was walking about doing my routine chores, and I spotted in the distance we've got 2 massive ghasts over here. So I'm just gonna snatch one of them. Let's try the yellow harness. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is surreal, actually. This is really weird. Okay, good, the lead broke off. Let's see if we can go get it. These controls are actually really nice. So hang on, let me hop off of you. Oh. This is really cool, actually. And you can, like, hop off the gas, too. Like, if you hop off the gas, it defaults to, like, keeping you on top of it, which is really, really cool. Look at that. That's awesome, actually. I really, really like that. So now you can, like, build up in high That's really, really cool. Okay, I'm definitely going to start taking advantage of these. I can see these being super duper useful for high up builds. It is admittedly a little bit of a slow ascent and descent, but that is the price we have to pay. This is really, really epic. Okay, I might... Seeing as we've got 2 more down there, I'm tempted to tie them up to the top of these. I guess we could fetch them with elytras later on if we needed them. That's really... I really, really like this. This is not a sight I ever thought I would be seeing in this game. I'm going to be perfectly honest, but it's really, really cool. And I like being able to stand on top of it too. Everything about this, and the fact that what is it? It's a six players can ride this. That's really cool too. I'm excited to be able to use this in like builds and on multiplayer especially. I can see this being very, very useful. This is like I don't know, it's like a weird form of creative mode almost. You have like the ability to sort of fly around and do stuff, and it's not super hard to obtain either, which is really, really nice. Like, obviously it's a little bit of a challenge. I had to go a little far out to gather it, but it's like it wasn't super far, and if you're creating a new Minecraft world, then that's just not going to be an issue at all. So I think this is really, really cool. Here, if I hop off, what does is he just going to follow me? I like that they also tend to stay in one spot too. I think that's really cool. I want to see what the blue... Yeah, okay, so they do have... Maybe not. They have a little bit of different textures. I was thinking about like what it would be like to collect all of the different Happy Ghasts, all the different colors. I think that would be really interesting. I think what I'm going to do for these 2 is tie them to the top of these poles. And then those 2 down there, I'll figure out what to do with later. But I think this is going to be my my storage place for them here. I need to ride you all the way up there. Okay, well, this is really, really awesome. Here, let's sit on it so we have a better range around ourselves. This is really, really cool. I like this a lot, and there's 2 more down there who need harnesses and probably should be attached to various other spots around here. I feel like having them in useful tall locations would be good, like even maybe in that tower we just built previously in this episode. That would be a good spot to have one. So yeah, I'm really happy with these, and I'm also happy with the resin tower we built today. I don't think it looks great, but I don't think resin's ever going to look great, so I'm happy with what we did with it just because I had so much resin and so little use for it. Anyway, I think that is going to be all for today's episode, so thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. I always get a little redundant here in the outros. Thanks for watching. Goodbye!